Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Madison Charlton from MLC Tech, and today we're doing a video on the new GPU power connector, that being the 12V-2X6, which is set to be the revision and replacement to the controversial 12V VHPWR connector. Now, the new revision, dubbed H++, recently made its debut on the NVIDIA RTX 40 Super Series line of GPUs. And this is set to offer higher power delivery versus the existing 12V high power connector dubbed H+. So sit back and relax as we dive into all of the details around the new GPU power connector, that being 12V-2X6. Now, it's no secret that the 12V high power connector has been a topic of discussion ever since its debut for all of the wrong reasons. The connector marked a big flaw in a lot of NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 GPUs, with there being many reports of the connector not being seated correctly, causing cards to, catch on fire. And while it was found that the cause of these connectors setting on fire was as a result of not being able to insert the connector into their GPUs all of the way, this highlighted a lot of other major design flaws in this very connector and cable, and this actually led to PCI-SIG issue a revision of this connector under the 12V-2X6 connector. And this connector aims to amend a lot of the issues that was brought with the original revision of this connector, but ultimately it was a bit little too late, as a lot of gamers and graphics cards buyers out there had already bought graphics cards with an older revision of this power connector. And also, cable manufacturers such as CableMod tried to woo gamers by offering right-angled connectors to make plugging in the cable much easier without any bends. But unfortunately, that didn't turn out well either, with CableMod having to recall several 100,000 connectors. And it is also alleged at the moment that the fallout from some of these GPUs not being seated correctly and burning up actually resulted in 74k worth of property damages, which is a story that I will be following very closely to the results of this on this channel. On that note of CableMod's current issue, I do need to give them massive credit for them coming out with their voluntary recall, with them taking all of the steps themselves while also officially mandating it with official government boards as well. So that was a really good move for CableMod to have done. But let's draw our focus back to the new connector itself, that being 12V-2X6, which had its formal debut on the most recent line of RTX Super Series cards. But it is important to note that the RTX 4080 Super, 4070 Ti Super and 4070 Super have featured the Gen 5 connector, but fewer 4070 Super variants still adopt the standard 8-pin power plugs, though there aren't a lot of those out on the market. But let's actually dive into how they differ from the original connector. Now, the H++ design of the 12V-2X6 is an entirely new connection revision which supports a maximum power output of 675 watts, whereas there are still some variants of the H+ design, which is a revision based on the 12V high power design with a max rating of 600 watts. Now, while that sounds good on paper, both of these plugs look nearly identical, but you can tell which one you have by removing the top shroud, as they are actually labelled. And also, do note that there are still a few RTX 40 Super GPUs which still feature the original H-plug connector design, but users shouldn't so much worry as much, since most of the issues when it comes to this connector overheating and burning were only with the RTX 4090 GPUs. The rest of the cards should be fine when using the previous spec as well, but users should still be advised to proceed with extreme caution and to check that the connector is properly inserted and fully plugged in all of the way. But the fact that this isn't going to be so much an issue on these new Super variant cards, which use a lot less power than an RTX 4090, just still shows the fatal flaw with this connector and cable design. The fact that it is only burning up on cards when you push in excess of 450 watts, and the fact that they've then increased the power rating for this new design is absolutely crazy. So it remains to actually be seen if this new power connector will be suitable for the super high-end cards. For example, if they made an RTX 4090 Super or a new RTX 5090 later this year, it's going to be very interesting to see how this new connector holds up with higher TDP cards. With this connector expected to be featured on the next generation of NVIDIA GPUs coming out later this year, AMD also had proposed the idea of utilising this new connector, but only on the condition that they are confident enough that these power connectors work safe for end users. But for now, AMD has essentially just said, no, not this time around. but maybe if the new connector proves its worth, then they could switch over. But for now, AMD's passing yet again on this connector design. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on this story in the comments down below. What do you think of this new revision of the 12V high power connector? And do you feel confident and safe in using this new revision? Hoping that it addressed a lot of the design issues that the original revision was plagued with. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Anyway, I have been Madison Charlton from MLC Tech. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it in any way, shape or form, make sure to give this video a like and maybe subscribe for more content like this in the future. And also, while we're on the topic of additional content, if you're interested in music in any way, shape or form, make sure to check out my second channel just titled Madison Charlton, where I upload a lot of my musical covers and instrumental pieces that I've been making in my spare time. And also, if you're interested in movie reviews, especially that of Doctor Who related content, make sure to check out my good friend Tommy Bowyer at Movie Rewind. His channel will be linked in the comments down below. Make sure to go check his video out, show him some love, as quite frankly his Doctor Who videos and all of his review content videos have been absolutely brilliant. So make sure you go check out his videos and show him some love, as quite frankly his content deserves it. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in another video soon. Goodbye for now.